calls in the middle of the day offering it, but time doesn't get freed up until about 7, 8 o'clock at night. And by the time you fly out there and all that other stuff, you're working in the middle of the night. It's just the nature of the business. Just assist her to harvest the heart, package it up, and fly back, and I'll put it in tonight. We'll work all night and hopefully get some sleep in the morning. Once we pulled the cooler out of the ambulance and brought it through the ER upstairs to the OR, I was so excited for their family and for her to finally be at this point that we never thought was going to come.
In the most basic heart transplant, once the donor heart is in the operating room, the heart transplant process officially begins.
Scissors, please.
Then we are ready to start the recipient cardiectomy, or removal of the recipient heart. The aorta is cross-clamped, and the recipient heart is carefully removed by transecting all the main blood vessels and chambers of the heart. The heart is then passed off the table as a specimen to pathology for evaluation.
Okay, I need a regular wall suction, please. I need a regular wall suction, please. We're circ arrested, guys. Okay.
So I think there's always a period of time in the operating room when you're doing a heart transplant where it's a little bit of a surreal experience when the donor heart is sitting on the back table and you've just taken out the recipient or native heart, and so you have a little girl's chest that actually has no heart in it. And so, but that's the time you just keep going, and that's when we went ahead and started the heart transplant.
Can I have some ice for the back?
At this point, the very first of 5 connections is made, beginning with the left atrium, then the inferior vena cava, the back wall of the main pulmonary artery, and finally the aorta.
Ice for the back.
Once blood flow starts flowing through the new heart, once we take that cross clamp off and allow blood to flow through the coronary arteries of the newly transplanted heart.
The heart and coronaries fill up with oxygenated blood. And the heart actually warms up, and the heart should spontaneously start beating.
And so for those few seconds or minutes until that heart starts beating, there's a little bit of, fingers crossed, hope this works out okay.
Looks like there's atrial activity. Something's coming in there.
And as soon as Rylynn's new heart started beating, I think the whole team just was able to breathe a sigh of relief.
We're not off bypassing. We have a decent blood pressure. Yeah.
Now, in Rylynn's case, because she had single ventricle physiology and because she had a Berlin heart in place, the entire process was much more complex.
The heart is in beating, and it's a good, steady heartbeat. Yes. Okay. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. So now what? Now what do we do? I gotta get a high from Dad here.
Now you gotta get your binder and learn all your medicine.
Yeah, that's it. So.